Hey guys, welcome back to Ed's Automotive DIY and Ed's Garage. Today I'm going to be replacing the door handle and lock mechanism on my 2007 Hummer H3. Reason being is because recently during the ice storm we had here, I was locked out of the truck. The power locks didn't work because the battery was dead, and I couldn't open the door because, well, the battery was dead and the lock was frozen. So I ended up punching out the lock, and it's all right because it didn't actually work with my key anyway. So recently I went to locksmith here in town, and I got basically I got the locksmith to both make me up a new key, but also make this lock on this spare door handle that I have work with my key. So now that I've got a fully functioning door lock and keys that fit it, I'm going to go ahead and install it. So looks like the first thing I'm going to need to do is take out this little plug right here. There's a screw in there that goes into basically, well, goes through this hole and into the little cap, which is right here. So to take that off first, and then I'm very likely going to have to, well, definitely pull out pretty much the whole inner door panel, I think. So to get to the back, there's another bolt right there. So I got to take the whole door panel off. So this is basically just a video on how to do that in case you need to replace the door handle or the door lock. I'm going to be doing all of that. So first things first, take out this plug, and I got to take out a couple of screws in here, no doubt. Let's see here. Looks like there's a cap right here, so there might be a screw underneath. And usually there's a screw in the armrest somewhere, but I'm not feeling one, so maybe not. So yeah, probably that, and then the whole panel needs to come off. So this comes up, I know that much. I don't think there's any screws underneath there. So, all right. I won't be able to hold the camera while I'm doing most of this. So each step along the way, I'll basically pull the camera out and basically, yeah, just update you with my progress. So first things first, looks like a 10 mil bolt right inside there. All right. I also just remembered that I've actually taken this apart once before. There's actually screws underneath here. So you kind of get your fingernails under here. And there we go. You pull that off. And then we got some bolts in here. They're probably Phillips. Can't really see inside there. Let's turn some light on. All right, no, that is a Torx. Looks like a T15 maybe. Yeah, a couple of Torx screws in there. That's pretty much it though, just those two by the looks of it. All right, so I was way off on the size of these. They're actually a T30, so twice as big as I thought. This bolt, when you pull it out, you be very, 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 very careful that you don't drop it down in the hole. Good idea to just use a magnet underneath it or a magnetic bit to pull that out. So that handle's removed. You can see this, when you look at the actual assembly, here it is. The handle is going to have to come off. So there is a way to do that. We're going to cross that bridge when we come to it. So first things first, I'm going to pull off the door panel. However, before you remove the panel, you do need to get rid of this screw. Now, good idea to use a plastic pry tool on this little cap here. That way you don't damage anything in here. Again, kind of hard to do with one hand, but I'll try. Whoop, there it goes. Right into my shirt. There we go. So that's what the plastic cap looks like, just two clips, and then another T30 bit screw in there. And we'll pull that out next. Now there's no, nice easy way to pull this panel off. The clips that hold it in are very tight, and they do come loose quite violently. As you can see, it's completely loose now though. And I'll show you what those clips look like in a moment. So to basically take this off, you do need to lift it off of the sill here. So as you're pulling the door away, you kind of lift it up as well. And you can see it's starting to come off. There we go. And then behind it, there's some wiring. So we'll have to disconnect the wire loom down there. Sorry, it's a little dark. And that's just a plug. I'm just going to reach down there and pull it out, but I got to put the phone down for that. All right, so in the interest of preventing my insanity, I realized that it was actually easier to just pull this straight up and then pull the plugs out from here. A lot easier to do that than to try to disconnect the wiring inside, because part of the wiring you can't actually disconnect from inside. All right, and once again, this is a two-handed job. Yep, okay. So there's a clip on the back here. You just push that in, pull it out. Same with this one. Push it in, pull it out. Okay. Now, the next thing we got to do is got to disconnect these two guys here. So these are the door lock and door handle pull cables. So you just pull it off like that. Route the cable down. Remember the green's on the bottom. This one's on a spring. Oh, there we go. All right, door panel is almost off. Got one more wiring connection. All right, so this is for the mirror controls. See if I can do this in one hand. There we go. Okay, let's get a look at the back of this panel. All right, so here's what the back of the panel looks like. You can see we've got these little clips here. So this would be a good time to basically replace any damaged clips, broken clips, whatever. You can see this one's kind of bent. This one, believe it or not, will probably still work if it's straight. So I'm going to straighten that out, maybe with a heat gun. This one's broken, but it'll still hold. It's got one side. Same with that one. There's a lot of these clips, and they're quite tight, so I'm not really worried about it. This pin just kind of lines things up, so again, it's fine. Same with this one, it's just a line up pin, and everything else looks fine. All right, let's continue. I don't know why I didn't notice this before, but this door also appears to have a problem staying open. I only noticed that now while I'm working on it, which is funny. And what that is down here, there's basically a little catch that pushes on this bar. And it's supposed to be really, really tight, and it's not. So something is screwing it up. So I'm going to be fixing that as well. I'm not sure if I can see inside there right now. Yeah, no. That's going to require some disassembly, but that's not what we're here to do today. All right, so somebody's clearly been inside here before, and it was probably me for whatever reason. I don't even remember why. But next step is to pull away some of this insulation. All right, so before I go any further, I want to show you the trick to removing the handle. Once you've removed this little cap, you grab the handle firmly and give it a bit of a yank. There we go. All right, and then it should come out just as easy as that. Now, once you're under here, of course, do a little bit of work on your paint. Like this one's got a little bit of rust here. But yeah, this will be the next bolt to take out. That should loosen everything. And see if we can get it out. All right, once that bolt is removed, now you'll notice you don't necessarily have to take it out completely. You can actually just shove the bolt through that larger hole there. But you'll notice everything is quite loose now. So should be able to kind of fish it out from the inside. So I'm going to go through this hole here and see what I can get. Okay. Of course, it's still being held on by the bracket for the lock, as well as the latch release. Yeah, I'll get back to you. All right, so I just noticed this little access hole here underneath this cover, right below the windshield or window. It's just big enough to go, hey, there's the clip you need to disconnect, but screw you, because, you know, your finger's not going to fit in there. But yeah, so that clip right there is on the rod that goes down to the latch to open it up. And I'm going to see if I can get my hand up in there Sorry for the wobbly video, guys. All right, so I can just barely get a finger up there. Wow, that didn't sound right. Anyway, so yeah. Not sure exactly how I'm going to do this. Well, I'm going to fight with it. All right, so I managed to get the old one out. There it is on the ground there. There's the thing that the rod was on. So what I did was I put the screwdriver through this hole and I lined it up. This is the new one. I lined it up right here on the edge of this plastic thing. And then basically just whacked the end of this, and what it did was it broke it in such a way that the rod just kind of came out. So you can see those little clips on the back here are both just broken out. So that was the easiest way I could figure to get it out. So now I've got to put the new one in. So first I got to take the handle off, and then I've got to sort of fish this thing up in there. And then reconnect both of these rods, of course. One for the lock, one for the door handle. Put the bolts back in, and they'll be done. All right, so if you were lucky enough to have a completely destroyed lock like I was, in order to get the lock bar off, it was pretty easy. Basically what I did was I just took the bar that runs up and just bent it all the way down so I could see it right here, and then I pulled it off this little clip. You can see this clip, basically you turn it to bounce this off of the rod, and then you just pull the rod out of there. But now I've got to somehow get both of those rods, there's one right there, back into their correct locations while the new handle is installed. You can see here, don't mind the disgusting poo colored paint. Yeah, I don't give a f. So, but yeah, the new piece is in place. You can see here I managed to get the bolt in there. So just fished up through that hole, lined it up and put the bolt through. So yeah, now it's just a matter of getting those rods in place. Let's see if I can get this done on camera here. Let's see. I can see it in there. Should be able to just kind of push it into place. Oh, come on. Okay, nope. All right, need two hands for this. All right, once you've managed to successfully wrangle those stupid rods back on using the tiny little viewing port right here, you can cover up that viewing port, of course, and then put your handle back on. Now, in my my efforts to remove the handle, the new one, it actually broke the little clip right here. Thankfully, my old one's still fine, so I've just cleaned it up a bit to put it back on. Kind of clips in, of course. It looks like you just line it up and then do the opposite. All right, there we go. That worked well enough. Cool. Yeah, now you can see the poop brown a little less. So I'm not really worried about that. I'm going to go over that with some turpentine and just clean out the excess. Okay, so we have a functional door handle here. So let's give this a shot. Perfect. And let's lock it with the new lock. Yay, it works. All right, and then of course we got to put the inside cover back on and basically do everything in reverse. I'll put this cap back down after you put this piece on. So I got to get this piece lined up and stuck in place, and then you just pull the handle out to make that a little easier. Oh, and you need two hands for everything in this job. All right, I'm gonna put that on, put the cap back on, put it all back together. All right, guys, sorry for the crazy camera work. Doing this while holding a camera is damn near impossible. So, but I hope that helped you out. And if you had any concerns about doing this on your own, it's not terribly difficult. Lining up those little rods and pulling those clips off, that was a pain in the ass. But other than that, everything else was pretty simple. Yeah, I hope that video helped out. If it did in any sort of way, please hit like and subscribe, help out the channel. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Take care.